It's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? It's good to see you again.
It is a very beautiful day this morning in the studio. Today is the 19th day of November 2024, and of course today is Tuesday. It is a very cold morning here in the city of Jos, and I know it's the same with you wherever you are. If you live somewhere around Jos, the weather is kind of cold this morning, a little bit breezy. It is a beautiful day, and I believe that today is going to come with good fortune for you and for me and for all the listeners out there. Good morning from the hills of ZINARIYA here in the city of Jos, Plateau State, Nigeria. If you can hear my voice this morning, it means you're rightly tuned into the frequency meter of Unity 93.3 FM and TV. Of course, it is still that your most anticipated political and socio-economic program on the radio, the Unity Train. This morning we are going to be doing something a bit different. Usually, you know, we have analysts in the house to actually analyze the newspaper headlines. But today, you are going to be my analyst. I'm going to be doing an open mic analysis this morning. I thought of it yesterday and I said this morning I am going to allow my listeners to do the analysis, especially considering the fact that today's headlines are kind of interesting. Interesting in the sense that there seems to be this tussle amongst the past administration and the current administration as to a certain assertion that was made by a past president. So attacks are coming from every angle. So this morning I said I am going to allow you to do a comparison, or comparative analysis of the past administration, this very administration of this past president and the current administration, giving your input as to what you think or who is right and who is wrong, considering the content of the newspaper headlines this morning. But before I open the phone lines for you to call in and do your parts and give your submissions as to today's newspaper's headline, you can get us on social media. On Facebook, we are on Unity FM/TV Jos, and on YouTube, you can get us on Unity FM TV Jos. When it's time for you to call, the number you will call is 07032353315. I'll call that number again, 07032353315. And if you want to send in an SMS, send it to 08163141141. For SMS, 08163141141. Like you know, we do this program every day, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and of course, every 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Today is not an exception. I am just going to open my phone lines for you to call in and give your analysis. But before you start calling in, let me take the newspaper headlines the way they are on different news dailies this morning. I will start with the metrics. The metrics says EFCC accuses lawyers of aiding illicit financial flows. We must ensure corruption don't find space in national life. Still on the metrics, it says Yele lecturer comments Obasanjo under fire. Democracy suffered mortal wounds under his watch presidency. Says he is a man with tremendous capacity for mischief. It also says his antics will not sway Nigerians. Coalition fires. Tinubu reorganizes media teams, rules out individual spokesperson. DSS detains former Ogun PDP governorship candidate Adebutu. Okpebo Holo signs revised 486 billion budget into law. The blueprint has this to say: Presidency to Obasanjo, you run Nigeria with impunity, not ideal leader to emulate. trying to say Obasanjo is not an ideal leader to emulate, so he should not comment on the Tinubu's administration and make any derogatory statement, according to them, to the Tinubu's administration. AUGF reports, Senate probes MDAs over 105.66 billion financial infractions, vows to compromise legislative compliance. The Punch has this to say, presidency attacks Obasanjo as opposition backs ex-presidents. Now, the comment Obasanjo made yesterday as to the leadership of the current administration, saying that Tinubu is not ruling Nigeria the way he should. His policies have bad and negative effects on Nigerians' economy, is the reason why they are making these attacks on Obasanjo this morning. But then, like I said, I will want you to call in and give your input as to what you think. If Obasanjo has the moral right to correct the current administration, in comparison with Obasanjo's administration and that of the President Tinubu's administration of today, do you think Obasanjo has the moral right to correct this administration? I'm still reading. It says, FG says Obasanjo lacks moral grounds to attack Tinubu. Opposition insists ex-leader's right on, ex-leader right on corruption, bad governance. Trump plans to use military for mass deploration. That's on the international scene. Oyo polls, Ayedatiwa gets certificate of return Wednesday amidst protest. The Nation has this to say, presidency, Obasanjo unfit to give leadership sermon. The Nation is saying Obasanjo do not have the moral capacity to give leadership sermon or correct the administration of the current President Tinubu. I think something, in my opinion, I wouldn't say anything until you say what you have to say. But then, in continuation, it says, ex-president's description of Nigeria as a failing government, incompetent. Okay, I have my first call. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from? Mr. Benedict, you're welcome this morning.
Thank you very much. Today, you are the guest of this program.
Yes, you are the ones that will do the analysis this morning. And you heard what I read from the newspaper. The past administration of Obasanjo trying to correct some illicit, according to him, some failures of this administration. And today the attacks are coming from all angles, saying Obasanjo lacks the moral right to correct this administration because his administration was run with impunity and all. What do you have to say about this?
Yes, I have a lot to say about that.
Okay.
Given the fact that I am a Nigerian, and also a taxpayer, Obasanjo also is also a Nigerian, and also he is a taxpayer.
Yeah.
Actually, to develop this country in so many ways, is capable of, and he has got a farm, he has got so many other establishments that also employs Nigerians. I think Obasanjo found the position to be able to point out, his grievances, or to accept the policies of the government. So let me take us back to 2014. Before the general election in 2015, you will recall that Obasanjo wrote a letter to the then president of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan, when he said that his government is shrinking. Let me take some of the papers of some of the words of these letters. When he said that his government has actually failed Nigerians, has failed mostly, and he has also failed, this is the Obasanjo to examine, that Jonathan has failed to protect Nigerians. And the economy of Nigeria is actually dwindling, and Nigerians have been widely divided of every other time under the watch of Jonathan. These are not my words. These are the words of Obasanjo as far back as 2014. 10 years down the end. And today, after 10 years of making that statement, after Jonathan has gone and Buhari has come and gone, he's also writing a letter. And our first of all is, the government keep appreciate Obasanjo as an other statement that he did. Nigeria belongs to all of us. And if things are doing right in this country, I think Obasanjo has the right, the moral right to come out and comment as the president of Nigeria for 8 years, and also the military head of state. So I was not there when he was the military head of state, for sure, but I was still the responsibility head of state, and I don't know for how many the right to accept that this government is doing well. And also to condemn the government taking these loans the way they're supposed to do. Now, if Nigeria is still struggling with the issue of insecurity, is it not right for Obasanjo, somebody like this, the former head of state, to come and say that security in the land? What was Obasanjo said that is not really true? If the economy actually is doing right, the right way of the right direction is supposed to be under the weight of Ashwell and Tinubu. People that are coming to condemn the statement of Obasanjo, these are the people that are feeling part at the taxpayers, at the expense of the taxpayers. I say it again. People that are in the nation, I can say this thing and I can defend it anyway. If anybody is coming to say that what Obasanjo is saying is wrong, then you don't have the moral to come and criticize this government. Look at the people. Nigerians should look at those people and tell them that they are the people that are giving part and the people that are benefiting from the wealth of Nigerians. They are the people that the reason why we don't even have power in this country. These people that are actually condemning Obasanjo for making this statement, that he has actually made, that he has made it as a family, and he has also made it as a citizen of this country, and as a patriot, and as somebody who actually understand the sense of Nigeria. If they are condemning him, these are the people that have made that the dollar has been going up, and it has actually gone to the point of going to almost what the government has to do to this $1. These are the people that were not allowed to to come to the market to make the report of the foreign. These are the people that have made Nigeria, 200 million Nigerians to go into poverty. I give it to them, yes, I give it to them. Because I don't really understand how the economic policy is not working, security is not working in this country, there's no power, there's no road, no infrastructure, the president is trying to one country to the another, and somebody has come to say, look at the economy, look at so many infrastructure, look at so many decay in your government, and look at this lithium road, and no corrections here, they need to be corrected. All you need to say is that they keep condemning him, throwing away his work, trying to make mockery out of the statement, the right statement is making, and giving to the people that are sitting in Nigeria in comatose. And this is honest to you. And these people who are not to continue this country, Nigeria is going down and dropping down every day. You go to the market today, this is happening now. The major of what the citizens for over 2,000 naira, could you imagine that? Could you imagine that Nigeria has got, this today you are not this, you need to take care of Nigeria has got, actually, in this country, so many places in this country have left it. You have to over a tendency, continental, these are places where Nigeria can go to, the youth of Nigeria can go there, and then be able to make sure that the people of good in this country, some other countries are even, some other African countries, as a matter of fact, I'm talking of your country today, simply Nigerians that look, there are countries in this country, where they have got a surplus. This is the countries where they're going to expect their policy. And Nigeria is struggling with this one particular product. But corruption has got anticipated over that particular agency of the sector of the government. Unfortunately, Nigeria government has not been able to create security to be able to go and access their land and go and farm and bring their food to the market. If you have seen that, it's going to over 1,000 naira in every season. This country can really accept that. And instead of this to accept this criticism and they make some amendments and they make sure that Nigeria can secure and they feel it's available for Nigeria to consume. You are criticizing of Obasanjo. These are the people, these are the people that answer the problem of this country and these people should be voted out. This is my response to this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Benedict, for that wonderful insight and contribution you just gave this morning. Mr. Benedict has a lot to say this morning about the past administration of Obasanjo as compared to this very administration. And in his opinion, Obasanjo did way better than this very administration, and he stands every moral ground. Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Adeumi.
This is Adeumi calling from Bocho.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much. We see Nigerians are not strangers in this country. We are in this country under Obasanjo's regime. The first thing we used was brought by Olusegun Obasanjo. You understand?
Yes.
If the ex-president did not have Nigerians at heart, I don't think we'll be using the cell phone.
True.
How much can we buy SIM card now? You can even get SIM card as low as 1,000 naira.
Even below.
Let's be sincere with ourselves. The present administration are not showing concern for the masses. let's first look at the electricity we are talking about. How many times has grid collapsed during Obasanjo's regime?
I don't have record of any.
See, when we want to let's take the good thing that our leaders have done. Olusegun Obasanjo paid Nigerians debt, and he brought Okochuela, who fixed Nigeria's economy. Our economy, is there anything working in this nation presently? Hello, Mr. President.
I can hear you, sir.
Anything working under this present administration?
We are massively retrogressing, sir.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you very much. I don't know why people, you see, if the sitting president would have listened to me, being an advisor to the president, if I happen to, I will ask him to meet the ex-president, Olusegun Obasanjo. Because honestly speaking, except one lie, even issue of security, Olusegun Obasanjo was able to help us even then. That people said, is that the right thing to be done? But honestly speaking, are we not having another new terror group under President Bola Tinubu? So you see, let's be sincere with ourselves. Because we have, each Nigerians are owing 220,000 naira. If Olusegun Obasanjo was able to manage Nigeria's economy, he was able to even work with the masses without even removing fuel subsidy. The president, before even getting to office, said subsidy is gone. As a Nigerian speak, how many Nigerians can go to Suna? We parents now, a lot of students outside is working on the street. A lot of students have been lost in the home. Some have been taken to places to go and learn one profession or the other. Because they can no longer pay their children's school. Let's be sincere and tell ourselves the truth. What was the Olusegun Obasanjo is saying by always saying that Nigeria is sitting on the chest of his gunpowder? It's not lying. It's the reality. But probably anything that has to do with insecurity is tied to poverty. And when President Tinubu gave us President Muhammadu Buhari, which he told us that he inherited bad economy from, that does not concern Nigeria. After all, he said a million, it is my turn. Help us to fix the nation. Let me cut it short so that others can contribute. If the president can listen to ex-president Olusegun Obasanjo, regarding some of his policies, because these policies are not working for us. Then, do you have anything that has to do with banks? You put us in band A, band B, even an ordinary barber, somebody who is even doing fabrication and all that. You don't even know maybe that person can feed or not. You just go and start putting people under band. And the bands are not even the way you want to see them. Nigerians are not even enjoying the life. And the grid continue to collapse and see yes, even some of the ministers were not being sacked. We were supposed to see the minister of power leaving the office or resigning on his own. Not only reshuffling some cabinets that are not even major ones that we want to see. So the major thing we want to see in this country is just to say that Olusegun Obasanjo is saying the right thing, and we Nigerians are standing by him.
Thank you so much, sir.
The PDP government has been working before. But under this present administration, we are not seeing any positive things. Because it is December coming now, Nigerians are looking for a way to even feed themselves. Nothing of even going to the market to even get it. You cannot even go to the market because of the issue of economic challenges, hardship and others. You cannot travel because of the issue of insecurity. So let's just listen to Olusegun Obasanjo. Olusegun Obasanjo is telling us the right thing.
Thank you, sir.
The president can listen to him and get some things that will benefit him. So I see all the presidents even say call. We can still call President Tinubu to discuss with him. Make this country in a better place. Because honestly, the whole things are going in this country. We Nigerians are not happy, and we don't know where we are headed. So we don't think to take for good. Thank you, and God continue to bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Adewumi. God bless you. Mr. Adewumi has a lot to say comparing the past administration of then President Olusegun Obasanjo with that of the current President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And his opinion is that the past administration did better, way better than this very administration, and that Obasanjo has every moral stand.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, I am Bashir one time, don't call the calling from
one time, don't call it. Good morning, sir. You have the floor.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I want to contribute in this issue that the program is on. If if you are Nigerian, you watch out the previous regime that passed. This is the worst government so far we ever have. Because I want to tell you something. By the time when the past government they are in, Nigerians are able to go into school. There are a lot of dropouts now in present government, in tertiary institutions and other places. Look at how people are surviving. They cannot, you are Nigerian, you cannot afford 3 square meals in your country. And all things are getting backward. This is, we have right, we have our opinion to say. But compared to PDP government is the best government we ever have. The fact that there is insecurity in that time, but the economy is okay. But look at now how we are surviving. The APC government, the policy of the government is not favorable to Nigerians. We are calling on our present government. She look into people's opinion so that they can be able to do something that Nigerians are not happy. Nigerians are not happy. So it's our contribution. Let me give some people chance to offer their own opinion. But we are not happy with the APC government.
Thank
we
you.
have to say it out. What is our opinion?
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you, Bashir Onkoli. I have a text message here. Say, good morning, Mr. Pedro. Based on my opinion, Obasanjo have the right and the moral grounds to make correction for this current administration. As a former head of state, he may be wrong before, and by saying some errors doesn't mean he should be silent, because he did not make any incitement. He just wants Nigeria to be better. Thank you, from Ismail Jos. Ismail, thank you for that beautiful text message. Now you can hear a lot of people calling in and then giving their opinion as to whether Obasanjo has the moral right or the moral grounds to correct this very administration. If you look at taking a comparative analysis between the past administration of Obasanjo and that of the current administration of Tinubu, economically, it seems like the administration of Obasanjo did way better, because if you look at the price of commodities then in the market and the value of the naira compared to this very administration, it is not comparable. And then if you look at it from the angle of education, the Obasanjo administration did not temper with the subsidy on education. Then we were paying 9,000 naira here in the University of Jos, even less than that, and today we are paying 100+ thousands just for an undergraduate. Then 115,000 naira, not even up to 150,000 naira for MSc students. Today we are paying close to 500,000 naira for MSc students. Look at security during the Obasanjo administration. I don't think we had records of bomb blasts from every part of the country, but today we have them. Kidnappers, banditry, cattle headers clashes, and what have you in the past administration of Obasanjo was alien, but today it is something we wake up to. It is the fear of the an average Nigerian, the fear that every Nigerian has. Traveling from Jos to Abuja, as close as Abuja is something you are afraid of, because you're not sure of what is going to happen on the way. Talking about the electricity and power, how far with the failure of national grid? The national grid has failed beyond count. In recent time, I think it has failed close to 8 to 9 times under this administration, and that is very, very bad. Now I have a text message in the house. It says, good morning, Mike Pedro. Obasanjo has every moral right to correct the government of Tinubu. Obasanjo's regime is far better than Tinubu's regime. Obasanjo is a no-nonsense man. If Obasanjo is the president today, trust me, all forms of insecurity, bandits, terrorism, hardship, hunger, and starvation won't exist. Obasanjo would have dealt with this terrorist in 24 hours. Nigerians know the Obasanjo's regime is far better than Tinubu's regime. All I know is that the past administration and this government is good at borrowing and looting. May God help this country. My regards to Kulbi, Barrister, and the Prof. Emilongs from Agingi. Emilongs, thank you so much for that beautiful text message. Kulbi would hear your, I will send your courtesy to Kulbi and the Barrister and even Prof. I'm sure they are listening to this program this morning. I will be going on a very short break, but you can still call in to give your input as to the current issues we have discussing on ground at the next segment. We will be right back. Stay tuned.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune in to Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
Please pay attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way. It concerns you. It a kill law, it a kill dreams. It a land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
Get ready to be entertained and inspired by the incredible stories around the globe. Don't miss out on the excitement. Hello at Work is an ultimate TV program that brings to you the interesting stories and daily happenings worldwide. Join us Mondays and Thursdays 10 a.m. as we dive into the daily happenings and stories. Tune in and stay. Say hello to the world as you bring in your ideas, as it is a perfect blend of entertainment and information. Get ready to stay up to date while being entertained.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
Unity TV. The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here.
Short break. It is still that your most anticipated political and socio-economic program on the radio, the Unity Train. And if you can still hear my voice, it means you're rightly tuned into the frequency meter of Unity 93.3 FM and TV. And like you know, before we went on this break, we were having an in-depth conversation as to Obasanjo's assertion in relations to the Tinubu's administration. I have a text message. I have a call this morning. Good morning.
Hello?
Yeah. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning. Yes, I'm on the line.
Yeah, you're on the line. Your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Richard Momo. I'm calling from Ghana.
Okay, you have the ground, sir. You have the floor, sir.
Okay. Anybody that said about Songo has not done well during his past administration, I believe that person is not a truly Nigerian. Because with what I can analyze about Songo's regime, when you look at the law compared to the freedom today, you see a lot of things that are happening. These are just skyrocketing. You go to the market, you want to buy 5 naira today, should be 20 naira today. At least, if those who are saying about Songo have not done well, have not said well for this country, I believe they should check what they are saying. Incomparable of dealing about Songo and today's regime. I believe that is just my take this morning.
Thank you so much for that, your input, sir. God bless you for calling in.
Thank you very much, brother.
You're welcome, sir. And so, before you came in, we were having a conversation as to the recent assertion by the president about whether the administration of Tinubu is doing well or not. But then this morning I have with me in the house an erudite analyst, a very young man, a graduate of political science from the University of Plateau State University, PLATEAU here. He is by the name Bright Awu Daniels, and he was a one-time clerk of the PLATEAU, SUG PLATEAU, and he was one-time chairman, faculty president. He's also faculty president forum. He is also one-time president of Faculty of Social Science there at PLATEAU, Plateau State University, Bokos. And he is also a one-time advisor to the member House of Representatives representing Basa Just North constituency. The next voice you're going to be hearing will be the voice of Mr. Bright Awu Daniels. He is going to be taking us on a ride this morning on a topic that is very interesting because it concerns you and me. That topic is youth participation in politics. We'll get to know more about youth participation in politics from Mr. Bright Awu this morning. And my phone will be going off, but I will be coming back at the third segment where you will call in and give your input as to whatever you have in mind to say concerning the current issues on ground and what we are about to discuss. Mr. Bright, you're welcome to the house.
Thank you so much, sir.
So, Mr. Bright, it is a pleasure having you this morning. The topic youth participation in politics has been a topic that is of interest, especially when it comes to our political climes here in Nigeria. This is because there's this assertion that the youths and it is believed that the youths are going to do better if given the opportunity to. And often at times we hear the aged ones, the octogenarians and the septuagenarians making derogatory statements about the youths participating in politics, saying that the few youths that have been given opportunity to participate in politics did not perform well. And a very recent one is the reference that they make to the Kogi State governor in the person of Yaya Bello. Do you think these assertions are true? Before you delve into the topic properly.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity and privilege to engage with you and also the people of Plateau and Nigeria at large. The recent issues that have been going that the youths are not performing very well is due to the, we say, sample taken of the lesser youth and not the general youth. When you check, you will see that recently our youth have been doing tremendously well, especially on the Plateau. And then we can mention the likes of the former Speaker, House of Assembly, Right Honorable Abok Ayuba, the likes of the present Speaker, Right Honorable Dewan, the likes of the member representing Just Northwest, Honorable Mark London. We have so many who are doing exploits and doing very well. The reason why we have all these issues is because some of the youths, when given this opportunity, they tend to, instead of making the youth proud, they tend to use that opportunity to also to blackmail their fellow youths. They don't work with their fellow youth. They tend that, okay, since I have this power in my hand, let me do it the way I want to do, without knowing that there is posterity in the future. Hence, the need for people around to cast aspersions that the youth are not doing this, they're not doing well, but recently I can tell you, the youth are really doing well because we have come to understand that we are now enlightened that there is need for us as youth to take charge and participate in politics due to the recent innovation and creativity that have come to stay, especially in the 21st century. You understand that there are creativity and innovations that only the youth can do. And hence, when given those opportunities, those youth, the youth who are questioning for leadership in power will use the opportunity and do well against the smaller ones who are not doing well.
If I understand you very well, you were trying to say that the youths are positioned to make exploits in politics more than the aged.
Yes.
Because they have new innovations. They are up to date when it comes to technological advancements and then new informations as to politics.
True.
Can you give me a general overview of what you think about youth participation in politics, generally?
Okay. Generally, from the word youth participation in politics, we will get to know that youth participation in politics is very key. This is because the youth participate in all spheres of politics in the state or the country at large. And then when you see, we have three spheres in electionary period: the pre-election, the election, and the post-election. And then in the pre-election period, we will see aspirants going up and down, seeking for support for them to become flag bearers of different parties. As at that point, we see them engaging with different youths to get to know their views about issues surrounding them, and then they will promise you that they're going to do it for. At that process, we'll see our youth rallying around them, engaging people, engaging delegates in order to convince them to give so aspirant the ticket, among others. In the electionary period, we could see the youth and the women play key roles in the electionary period. And in that processes, during campaigns, during engagements, town hall meetings, and so forth and so on, the youth participate actively. And also in the post-elections, when it comes to appointments, when it comes to engagement, to know what do you have for us, after saying this is what we're going to do, we now hold you accountable after winning election. All these are processes, and in all these processes, the youth play a very key role, especially in the politics of Nigeria.
You are very, very right. The youth play very, very key role in the politics of Nigeria, considering the population and the level of orientation. But talking about orientation with the youths, especially when it comes to participating in politics, I want you to throw a little light as to the right way for the youth to participate in politics. Because the truth is, there are some people that have a twisted ideology as to participating in politics, the youths, I mean. This is why I'm saying so. You see some people being used as talks to carry out political assignments, and they think that they are participating in politics, but in a very negative way. So I want you to give us an insight as to the right way to participate in politics as a youth. Okay,
thank you for this question. First, you see the problem of youth are the youth, inwardly are the youth. And when I say the problem of the youth are the youth, is because the youth we mostly are being used and are being dumped. And then there is a recent saying that there is no politics, there is no permanent friend and permanent enemy in politics.
Very true.
But then when you see politicians dining of different parties dining on the same table, you see our own youth backbiting ourselves to social media, insults and the rest. And the least you can be given is an appointment that doesn't worth more than 20 to 50,000 naira. Secondly, when you talk about us being used as a talk, as talks during electionary period, that has become so obvious. We are being used on this for the politician to gain what he wants, after which he dumped you aside and leave you on social media ranting. So negatively, we have been our problem. That's when you are even given an appointment, or you have been given if you have been empowered by a politician, your fellow brother who you did the struggle together with doesn't benefit anything from you. Because you want to show him you are more than him. And then that is not how politics is being done. When I'm being empowered, I should be able to also carry my own brother and empower too. That will make us feel the impact of politics where we are. But then what we do now is more of negative criticism, and which end up not even gaining, make us not even gaining what we want as youth. And then I give an example. You could see the recent issues that going around social media, especially in our state, Plateau State. That the likes of Dr. Nenta, who by God's grace today is the minister, and then our present governor, during the 2023 electionary period, you could see how the social media was everywhere, fights, and then exchanging of words on social media, and even physical attacks. But then when you see them smelling together and then even hugging themselves together, then we have to ask this question: where is our place as youth in the society? Should we continue like this? And then another perspective, you could also come and see that when I'm contesting for election, I'm a youth. Because someone don't like me, he don't want to support me, and I'm credited for a position, he rather support an old man. Because he felt if that old man comes to office, he won't brag with him, rather he will empower him. But then his own brother, he might feel like they are rubbing shoulders together. That are some of the ideologies that we are having until date. We cannot go forward unless we change those ideologies in politics.
So about talking about ideology, in my opinion, I don't see a political party in Nigeria that is built on ideology. That is, I said in my opinion, because from my analysis, I have read through the manifestos of different political parties, and I can hardly point out a specific ideology that a political party is having. And then you spoke about the tussle on the social media between youths during the electioneering period and all. I want to ask you, do you think that a partisan politics is a healthy kind of politics that the youth should participate in, or politics of meritocracy, choosing an individual irrespective of the political party and supporting him? Because the reason why I feel we fight and then we have these grudges is because some people would rather die as APC members, whether APC is doing well or not, and others would rather die as PDP members or Labour members. Do you think partisan politics should be something we embrace as youths in political affairs?
As youths, I don't go by partisan politics, because the reason why when we go on partisan politics, I get to understand and know that we don't get credible candidates. We only fight because of our party. Even though as politicians and as someone who study politics in school, I was told politics who gets what, when and how. So yes. So in that process, I always want from top to bottom my party, due to my loyalty to my party, I should be loyal from up to down. But it has not been healthy to us. It has not been healthy. What we do is to check competency, capacity, and credibility. That is where we should go to. And then I love what recently happened in the 2020 election in Panshin North, where the current speaker of the House of Assembly was elected under the platform of YPP. But when it came to the issue of the governor, House of Reps member, they went to another side. But when it came to their own son, because they saw capacity, credibility, and competency in him, they had to vote for him on the platform of the YPP, which has never happened.
That is commendable, because the mistake we have made over time, in my opinion, is that we slaughter merit on the altar of sentiment. And a lot has been happening with the youths. The reason why we have been stagnant politically is because of this partisan kind of politics.
Yes.
If we are going to give room for the right people to come into play, irrespective of the political party. The reason why I'm saying this is because the leading political parties, hardly will you come across a youth that can purchase the form of those political parties without being sponsored by a godfather. And now, if you are sponsored by a godfather because you want to get a ticket from PDP or APC, it therefore means you will not have a mind of your own in making decisions, even when you are elected into office. But you see this guy that you just spoke about, the speaker, he went for a political party he could afford without any form of sponsorship. You know why the YPP, to get a form from the YPP as an aspirant will not cost much. And so it is something that he can afford. But then his people saw that he is qualified and then credible enough, and they went for him. Today you can see how he is performing. He is doing well.
Very well.
I, in my opinion, if we are going to shift and have the right political orientation, we will make exploits as used in politics. But then I want to ask you this question again. Is there any reason you think that has been the cause why the youths are not given room to succeed in politics? What are those pointers that you see that is keeping the youths under, that they don't really are given the opportunity to participate actively when it comes to politics? When I say actively, being elected into key offices as far as politics is concerned. You can tell that the youngest person that has been a president, governor in this state might be the person of Joshua Dare, Chibi Dare in Plateau State, if I am not wrong. And we can have people younger than that. Why is it not happening?
You know, like I've always said, you know, us youth are the problem of ourselves. Today, if a youth can be competent, can be credible, he had good plans for the state, but then he has so many limitations. And these limitations are the limitations even come during the pre-elections, during the primaries. During the recent elections, we could see there are parties, the key parties in the state had young people who were contesting. But when it reached to a point, they were limited. And then you hardly see them winning under a minor party, if not the two major political parties, because that is to say that they are bent on the structure that they freezed already. Because today I might say, okay, I made you a councillor and I want to deliver so as a governor. You have to be loyal and deliver him. Even if you are a youth. That is our mindset and our perspective. So the first thing, the challenges we are having is our wrong mindset. And then poor education. Because if you are enlightened, you will see reason to vote for a fellow brother who is a youth than to go for in the name of reality that you will be promised so after elections. And secondly, our limitation again cut across the issue of finances. If you are not today empowered, there is no way you can contest election even as a governor or House of Assembly member if you don't have the means to contest. Instead of people to give you what it takes for you to contest, support you morally, financially, and the rest, what they will do now is to be demanding from you.
Very true.
So your fellow youth will be demanding something from you why you don't have. So you see, that has been the limitations we've been having recently. I'll give you an example. The likes of Comrade Luka Pampi, who contested under a party, I forgot the name of the party. It's a key. The logo is a key. I forgot about it. PRP. Yes. Yeah. Those people are young people too. They have the mindset, but the problem is they can't go. They have their competence. They are credible, and the rest. But the problem is they don't have the structure to contest for the elections because your fellow youth is a person who has been promised commissioner. Your fellow is a person who has been promised SSA on, and the rest. They will go. They will make sure they deliver for them to get that, than support to become what to become. That has always been our issues.
So we are short-sighted. We lack the vision.
We lack enlightenment.
We lack enlightenment.
Yes.
Because sincerely, I, in my opinion, again, I feel this octogenarians and septuagenarians. I keep saying that because most of them are 70 and above, and I feel the same orientation that has been passed to them by the colonial masters is the same orientation they use in leading Nigeria, and then it's the reason why we are not going anywhere. But then the youth, if given opportunity, will come with a new kind of orientation that will give rise to a new system and development. But then it's unfortunate that the youths in Nigeria don't see it. Do you remember during the 2015 elections, the youth contributed to support the then President Buhari. Monies were sent to certain accounts for his campaigning and all. But you hardly will see a youth come out to vie for a political office, and the youths will do the same. If you ask these questions, they will say the youths do not have experience. But my question to you now is, do you think it is that experience has a role to play when it comes to performance, or opportunities does more?
You see, experience equip you the more in office. But then opportunity gives you more leverage to work more. because of the future. And I will tell you, we must commend the...
Can a man have experience without first given opportunity?
He can't.
One comes before the other.
You must be given the opportunity for you to have the experience.
Have the experience. So why are the youths not? I'm just saying this for the listener, because often at times you hear them say the man does not have the boy does not have experience and all. But then I'm trying to say it now to the listener outside there, that the youth needs the opportunity so they can gather the experience and perform optimally. And that is why I'm asking that question.
True. Let me just give you some examples. I served as an SA to just a first member, Musa Gavia, when I was 22 years.
You see.
And then that was the first opportunity I got in politics. And then I always say I must commend the governor of Plateau State. I must commend him, because when you check his appointment, the MD of JMDB as banker, PEPSA, check the local government elections. Almost all are youth. If the chairman will not be a youth, the DBT will either be a youth. True. You see the way his appointment is going to give the youth.
Yeah, he's very sensitive when it comes to giving.
And I must commend him for that. And then all of the appointees also must take leverage on what him as the governor have done, so that us as youth will be given fair hearing. As I told you, if not that I was given an opportunity to serve that has broadened my knowledge, I wouldn't have been this exposed to all these issues that have been happening. And so therefore, the youth must be given the opportunity. And then when given the opportunity, let us call them and see. Like the recent, we've been seeing all the roads that we're doing, we've seen the sanitation and the regularization of it. We have been seeing all what these appointees have been doing, and then we have been giving key attention to our youth. And the Right Honorable Dowan Gabriel, the Speaker, you could see how he's doing tremendously well. He has been empowering people. This is what we want. With this, us who are coming, we know that yes, we have a future. And then when we see more youth participating in politics, it gives us a zeal that yes, we can make it happen.
True. Not to campaign for anybody.
Yes.
But talking about the youth participation and being active in politics and then doing well in office, I would give it to the then member House of Reps representing Lantan. Is it Lantan North? Benilar. I'll give it to Benilar. I'll also give it to current member PKK Gatti. These are youths, right? They are doing tremendously well because the opportunity was given at some point in time. I'm not looking at political party. The two people I've called, one belongs to PDP and the other belongs to APC. But then I'm looking at credibility and competence. These guys are doing well. They are empowering the youth. They are giving opportunities to the youth. This a female and a male. Just my choice of a female and a male is to balance gender. To say that both the youths, irrespective of whether she's a female or a male, if given the opportunity, with the right mindset, we are going to make exploits. We'll be going on a very, very short break. But before we go on that short break, I want you to give one or two words to the listener out there. Because the next segment is going to be a conversation. The listeners are going to call in, ask questions, and then give contributions.
Okay, my word to the listener, I want to encourage, especially the youth, that we should never get tired. We should never get tired. Let us be optimistic, and then let us always be active in politics. That we are, as we are striving, one day we are going to make it happen. And then, secondly, I want to also advise our youths who are political holders that please engage your fellow youth, empower your fellow youth, so that tomorrow, at least, they will make the world a greater place. And then, thirdly, I want to also bring a call to all those who we call them godfathers. That at a point we know they have influence towards politics. That is one fact that you cannot deny.
No, you can't deny that fact.
But they should please be inculcating the youth in the process of governance.
All right, thank you. That was from Mr. Bright Awu Daniel. We'll be going on a very short break, and then we will be back. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune in to Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
Please pay attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way.
It concerns you. It kill law, it kill dreams. It land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
Get ready to be entertained and inspired by the incredible stories around the globe. Don't miss out on the excitement. Hello at Work is an ultimate TV program that brings to you the interesting stories and daily happenings worldwide. Join us Mondays and Thursdays 10 a.m. as we dive into the daily happenings and stories. Tune in and stay. Say hello to the world as you bring in your ideas, as it is a perfect blend of entertainment and information. Get ready to stay up to date while being entertained.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call 0700 225 5226, 0800 225 5226, or +234 817 665 6273. Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
Unity. Unity TV.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead.
If you can still hear my voice, it means you're rightly tuned into the frequency meter of Unity 93.3 FM and TV. And of course, it is that your most anticipated political and socio-economic program on the radio, the Unity Train. It is your segment. I call it your segment always because this is the segment where you can call in and give your input and submission as to what we have on ground, what we're discussing, and what we discussed on the newspaper headline, and also issues that you are facing in your communities that we might not know about. It is an avenue for you to call in and then lend your voice, say them here so that the appropriate authorities that I believe are listening currently would have something to do about it. My phones are open and the numbers to call is 070-3235-3315, 070-3235-3315, and the numbers to send your SMS to is 081-6314-1141. For your SMS again, 081-6314-1141. You can start calling in and giving your input as to what you think about today's topic and discussion. I already have my first caller. Good morning.
Hello. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
Thank you. I am Bashir Dankoli.
Bashir Dankoli.
I appreciate your guest.
Thank you, sir.
You talk very well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless you.
The issues that you are talking about the youth, youth to participate in for Nigerian politics is welcome advice. And I want to call on our state house member. This Nasarawa, we are in Nasarawa Gom. We are not benefiting from some of the dividends of democracy. Ordinary Suna life that we are seeing in various places. We're supposed to be fixing in the places like Genshami, Loparot, and other places.
You mean street lights, right?
Running short of water. We need boreholes. If the member of the house is hearing me right now, please, we need his attention in Nasarawa Gov.
Okay.
We need that dividend of democracy. And lastly, Abdullah Ruti boy, may Allah forgive him.
Amen.
And assist his family.
Amen.
It's like today they are meeting on his family, so may Allah help us to assist the family. Thank you very much. I'm Bashir Dankoli.
Thank you. God bless you, Dankoli. God bless you, Dankoli. Dankoli is a regular caller. He would always call and give beautiful input as to issues that we have, contemporary issues that we are discussing in the house. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Garba.
Okay, Garba Samuel.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the program and I want to give a high comment on your job. You really did justice to the topic and see for more ways understanding and more exploitation politically.
Amen. Amen.
My favorite advice to youth is in the times of election, the greater people need to promise us on appointments and other things, benefits like that. Why not give them the instruction that let them give us the vote, let them give us the money, we also promise them appointments and other benefits that will come if we give us the money. Let it be the other way around. That's my own kind of advice.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Samuel Garba, for that beautiful input. Now, Samuel Garba is saying that the youth should be given mandates, and I have a question on that when it's time to ask that question. Good morning. Hello, good morning. This call is on hold. All right, so I wanted to ask you this. Oh, too much call, sorry. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
Hello. This is Benjamin. I'm calling from Angwarukuwa.
All right, Mr. Benjamin, you have 1 minute.
Yes, sir. I'm happy about this topic. Yeah, it's a good topic. And thank you for your guests and for the enlightenment. But between man and God, I have a problem. Those who brought the politics or the democracy, or how do we call it, democracy, the government of the people, by the people and for the people. Yes, sir. It is vehemently not true in our country. And in this part of the world, like Nigeria, the cost of governance is extremely high, totally. And you know what it means for somebody to purchase form to run for House of Reps, presidential, governor, Senate. So you know what it means. You know how much one must have. So why have they made it so expensive that if you have that amount, if you are dropping, if you are dropping that amount now, stop on the people that you take one purchase this form. To me, I might quickly take it and then maybe divert to go and do my business. Yes, sir. So, sir, please, to me, I wish there would be a means that the cost of all this governance, the cost of selling forms, and all these things will go down. Those people we are looking upon, those people who have had democracy for many years, since 28. Why are we different from them? Why did we make our hours more expensive than theirs? Honestly, I have a problem with that. Yes, so I wish all these things will be put in place so that the youth will also be able to participate fluently without any hindrances or quagmire. Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you for that beautiful input. God bless you for calling in. Calls today. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Hassan Garba.
Hassan Garba. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. You have the floor. Okay, I lost that caller. I wish I heard what you have to say. But before my next call, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, your name and where you're calling from, sir?
My name is Ude Duos, calling from Terminus.
Ude Duos, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, sir.
How is the family?
They are all doing well.
Okay, my brother, this is what you both want to say, this issue of Obasanjo. Obasanjo is our grandfather. He's supposed to run Obasanjo. Before Obasanjo, Nigeria was very to account. Obasanjo cannot be ruling Nigeria. Tunji will come out and be messing up with our intelligence officers. Obasanjo cannot do that. You understand? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What I'm saying is, issue of Obasanjo is very nice. You listen to the man. If another man speaking, you have to listen to him because you know Obasanjo. How much is a bag of rice? How much is a three home price in the Nigeria market? So that one is good. Then another one is the issue of youth. Kudos to Architect Banker. You understand? But there's a youth that disappointed us, more especially the one that under level. They say he read Okada in Kaduna.
Yeah.
If that guy have been in Kaduna, what of that guy? I haven't even seen him talking. I haven't seen the guy when he was doing any other thing. The only thing he's doing is just his own pocket. It's about the youth. So as the God banker, what he's doing, may God continue to bless him and give him strength to do. And some of our youth, when you carry them along, they will not disappoint. You will okay, is it this man will do this? What about you are the youth? Look at our country, some of them are youth. Like our local government too. I'm begging them, let them look at it, this death trap that they have people have put this match to market here. Honestly, from the Abuja market to the market, come and see the type of death trap I building here. Please, I'm begging the government of Plateau State. If they know that they are not going to cover, why did they do this? Let's hear my threat to become over 1 year. Thank you. May God bless our country, bless our Plateau State.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. God bless you. And so I wanted to ask you a question, but then these calls keep coming in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you very much. Sorry, this is Benedict coming back.
Yeah, Mr. Benedict, you have the floor, sir.
Yes, just 1 minute.
All right.
On the issue of this, Nigerians must remember in 2018 when the then president of Nigeria, former President Muhammad Buhari signed into law the next 2 years to run bill. I think you can still remember that.
Yeah.
And that has given the youth an opportunity to come and participate actively when it has to do with Nigerian politics. But then again, it's amazing that the president signed that particular bill not long to run bill. He never signed not to run bill. I was expecting him to also sign not to run bill because when you make the interest fund of the APC and 100 million naira, which is 2019, after signing that particular law into that bill into law, the APC raised the position fund of the for the presidency to 100 million naira. And then if you ask yourself, my brother, how many youths, even though having in that particular bill, they're not too young to run. How many of them can afford 100 million naira to go and propose that into one fund, one single paper, from the APC government? You have to understand that if the government is giving the youth one thing, something very precious to the right hand and also connecting it with the next one, because if any young man out there in the street of Nigeria today can be able to afford 100 million naira to go and propose a fund to which it is unrefundable, and if the potential that you going to give, I wonder how many people are going to take that particular risk to go and propose that particular fund. So the government of Nigeria at all levels should make sure that if they really want the youth to participate, these are only people that these are the leaders of tomorrow. This really the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. They should make all these nominations forms. They should make all these forms. These are the APC, the PDP, the Labour Party, or the Africa, whatever party they're going to participate, which is at least 10,000 naira. So that anybody, any youth out there can be able to propose this form and then come and showcase the talent we have in him. These people should really support each other. It is not just that we are just talking about the youth being participating. If every young man today should come and set the issue of slavery, we need to follow all these grandfathers that actually created the economy of this country. Instead, these Nigerians are not Nigerians highly insecure. For their own benefits, if you ask me, you see the youth carrying their bags, doing the talk to them, opening their cars and driving cars for them. If we are actually going to come out together and then set a common front and then have a single purpose for ourselves and say, we're not with your net. If you let all these people, tomorrow they use our taxpayers' money to go and see themselves abroad. If they have economic problems, if they have eye problems, if they have just only nobody Qatar, yes, but my local business can be able to give you and that is going to go. If they fly abroad with your own taxpayers' money, and if they know the thing that the HPC is because of the oath, if they need to come together, work together within themselves, they will take it, support one another, and make sure that we rescue this country from the hands of these poor people that are killing this country. That's my take. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Mr. Benedict made a statement worthy of note. He said the president signed the not too young to run bill, but then did not sign the not too poor to run bill. Do you understand what that's a semantic? It's a statement that has deep meanings if you look in between. Not too young to run is a bill that was signed that can be a theory, but in practice they have made it difficult because to acquire the form is that expensive that the youths, very few youths can actually be able to buy it. So the not too poor to run bill would have been more effective than to not too young to run. So I wanted to ask you a question about the Do you think the youth should wait to be given opportunity, or they should take the opportunity themselves?
If we should wait, if youth should wait to be given the opportunity, I don't think till the next 100 to 200 years we'll ever be in power. It's time for us to take it. And how do we take it? We take it from us, the youth, supporting ourselves, us, the youth, sponsoring ourselves, one another in contest of elections, and then going back and contributing greatly to the grassroots. You know, it matters. Like if you are not known, if you are not known at the grassroots, you cannot go anywhere as far as politics is concerned.
Of course, yes.
Your people must know you, down from the
rooted.
polling unit to your ward, to your local government. They must know you before you go to anywhere in politics. So how would they know you? Through the support, the little support you have rendered to them. You engage to them to know their problem, and then you know how to solve their problem if you have the means. And then also engaging in daily activities, so they know you very well. Once you obtain at the grassroots, there's nobody that can defeat you. But then when you are not rooted, and then you just want to come and take power, it becomes so inevitable for you to take it.
And in my opinion, I think the youth should come to that point where we have the understanding that this taking the bull by the horn is a systematic step that we must be ready to employ. The youth will never become a president in Nigeria if the youths are not given massive opportunity to be members, House of Representatives, Chairman, House of Assembly, and the likes. Little by little, we are going to rise and then get to that point where we can become the president. Reason being that if you become a member, House of Assembly, you are going to have access to a little funds, and you're going to be given the opportunity to make impact as much as you can. Then if you're vying for the next office, people will look at your antecedents and then make reference to it and give you the opportunity for the next step. So one part that must be eliminated completely is the part where greed comes in. Let's understand the concept of leadership as being a servant. Judging from Confucius, he once said something. He said, if you, a leader, will not serve, don't expect the people to serve you, except if you're going to use coercion. But then if you use coercion to get respect, it means truly you are not qualified for an office. So, in my opinion, I would say the youth should give as little of opportunities as they can to the youths at the grassroots, then gradually we will rise to that level where we can become what we want to become. Again, there's this question I wanted to ask you. I want to ask you, what do you think about the concept of, okay, there's this myth, there's this thing that we do in politics that has been affecting us negatively. It has been affecting the system totally in its entirety. And that is the fact that you just make promises, random promises to people that are working for you, irrespective of the fact whether they are qualified or they are not qualified, that if you get into office, you're going to give them one appointment or the other, and then you go to the office and then you just give random appointments without looking at merit or qualification. So you give appointments to people just for a compensation. What do you think about this thing? Is it something you advise we keep doing just because someone helped you work, or merit should be put into cognizance?
You see, one thing that rubbish, let me use the word rubbish, the democracy in our nation is the issue of compensation. That we don't check competency, credibility, and capacity. What we check is, this man has been hungry, let us compensate him so that he will be great. Don't check whether he can deliver the office or not. And then you see someone who just sit down at home, a godfather can just call and say, okay, when I was local government chairman, he was also he was a supervisory councillor under my time, and since then he haven't gotten anything, make him to a position. So then when he comes to the office, he doesn't have the knowledge of that office. He came in as a result of compensation. You don't expect him to work. He just gather what he wants and leave.
He won't perform optimally.
Yes, and therefore, but then when you give people appointments, you empower people based on their capacity, competence, and credibility, it makes you, even as the leader, enjoy the office. Of course, you must even your workload will reduce. You have less burden of your work because for one to call and say, okay, I'm supervisory councillor on health to local government, and you have an issue of health in so village, which means is like a commissioner in that local government or commissioner of health in the state. Before you call the governor, already you have gotten there, and then that issue have overpowered you.
Yeah.
You understand?
Before you call,
yes,
you have put in your might, but then you cannot.
You cannot. But then when you are in that office, you don't even know about health, you don't know about anything, you're given that position, you cannot do any else. What you do is only promises. While your boss doesn't even know this is what it's happening.
And at the tail end, the whole system will suffer.
Yes.
Because looking at the system theory, it's a complex whole,
yeah.
Right? We are interwoven. Every ministry functions to support the other.
Interconnected.
And so they are interconnected.
Yes.
So if one ministry is headed by one who is not qualified to run the ministry, it will not function well. Yes. And then the whole other system will suffer because the support they need from the other, they are interconnected.
Yes.
So in this understanding, I would advise that as we give appointments to the political office holders, let's put into cognizance that the system theory is a theory that has been proven over time to work. And it is a theory that has been adopted by great nations like the United States and other nations, and it is working for them. So when we are given appointment, let's not just give appointments because he worked for me during my electioneering period, and so I will give him this juicy appointment, and then the whole system will suffer. The people will die because the Commissioner for Health doesn't know anything about health, or the Commissioner of Power do not know anything about power. Commissioner of Finance do not know, the person saddled with the responsibility for budget and all do not know anything about the office. It is going to make the system to suffer when we do so. I have a text message in the house, and it says, "Good morning, Pedro. Good morning, Pedro, and the guests. Barrister Paul Zaruma and Prof and Kulbi. We really appreciate your selfish duty. God will never give any problem without a solution. Oh Allah, grant us a tolerance to deal with every trial, the patience to ride and until ease comes, and the ability to be grateful to you in all situations. May He who turns hardship to relief and clouds to rain turn our efforts, wishes and prayers for our dear nation to reality. May Allah grant us the strength to accept the divine decree. Amen." Hassan Garba. I know this is Hassan Garba from the text message. He would always send in text messages with strong prayers every day. So when I'm reading his text message, I know he is the one sending that text message. This morning, I wish I can take more calls from you, but unfortunately we are a bit running out of time. So, your words to the people, your last words to the people before we leave the studio this morning.
Okay, I want to first of all appreciate you all for the privilege, and then I want to also call on the people of Plateau and Nigeria at large that let us always be optimistic, especially the youth. Let us be optimistic, resilient, and then keep pursuing our goals. And by the grace of God, we are going to triumph. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was a beautiful words from Mr. Bright Awu Daniel, who happens to be our guest in the house this morning. He is one time an SUG clerk to the Plateau State University, and also a one-time faculty president, a social science faculty president. He has held a position of special advisor to the then House of Reps member in the president of Musa Aga. Today we'll be leaving you with these words. I'll be leaving you with these words as usual. As you go about your duty this morning, or as you go about your business this morning, remember, put it behind your mind that there is no human that is more human than another human. So what is good for you is good for that your neighbor. Touch somebody in the little way that you can. Do not underestimate that thing that your conscience is telling you to do to that person. It might be small to you, but it is big to the person you're doing it to, because he or she is really in need of that very gesture. As you go about your business today, I pray for favor. God bless you in all that you do. You will come back in the evening with testimonies, and tomorrow we'll be right here to receive your testimonies as to what God has done in your life. And I pray that you wake up tomorrow strong and healthy. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same station. Bye for now.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead.